Hey, 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 what a beautiful day. Welcome back to the second episode of Dark But Legal Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Loupe. And today I have a very, very special guest. This man took me in 3 years ago to this company, and he has been a great mentor, a great leader. He has almost 15 years in this industry. He is an industry giant right now, I would say. And my next guest is none other than Cubby Wolfe. So, Cubby, 15 years in the industry. I mean, going from the early 2000s to now, like, how much has everything changed?
That makes me sound so old.
It
so
is.
old.
I mean, dude, what are you now, 60?
Bruh. Like, just so everybody knows, I forgot to dye my beard today, too, for this. So, yes,
usually
yes,
does.
I'm looking like 60. I understand that.
You could tell what days Cubby dyes his beard. It's fresh black.
Yes.
It's great.
I admit that. But, yeah. I mean, the industry's, changed, a lot over the last decade and a half. I think it's very clear to everybody that, the industry's definitely changing to more online.
Yeah.
The influencer type of thing. We've got great partnerships with quite a few of them. So we're definitely a contributor to that as well. I definitely see it. Today's day and age, I see it being more installer friendly. Than anything. Back where it was 20, 30 years ago. You've got all the tenners, that are in the shops, and they're gatekeeping all these skills. And now
That's true. It's true.
Now you've got everybody online, doing classes and courses, for tint or wraps or PPF.
Yeah.
Just to get into the industry today is just it's so much more accessible to everybody, today than what it was.
I mean, it is like 100% accessible. Do you think it's a bad thing that it's that accessible?
No, I think it's a great thing. I mean, the industry, I think right now is probably growing faster than it has, in decades, across the board. Because you've got so much more of an influx of new installers coming in. Whether some people are going to see that as a good thing, some people are going to see it as a bad thing. But I mean, you've got more people, that are learning the trade, learning the skill, So I think it's great.
Yeah. Do you think Geoshield is going to do a lot more training?
Of course.
Whenever it comes to that?
Geoshield is going to have to do more training.
Yeah.
I get messaged, almost on a daily basis, definitely multiple times per week on classes and training and things of the sort and events. So we're definitely going to be more heavy into that going forward from this point.
I think that people would like to hear that. I mean, what would be the main, what would be the first one? What would be the main focus training?
Right now we're working on PPF training. We're looking at a couple partnerships that we're in talks with right now currently with some very big names in the industry. So it's in the works, guys. We're working on that. But I think PPF's going to be number one on our list for the moment.
Nice. So John was on last week. I'm sure you watched it and everything. I think that people would be interested as well. So John said, his thing with the company is a lot of networking and stuff. I know we haven't really talked a lot about conventions and everything. We talked a little bit about SEMA, but do you see yourself going to some of the conventions at the end of this year?
Oh, for sure. As always, I'm going to be at SEMA. Everybody knows that one. For Winter Film Revolution's coming up. That one's kind of still up in the air for me. It's difficult for me, with having family at home and being able to take off and working wife and kids in school. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to be able to get away to some of these events, as much as I'd like to be there, life calls.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And I mean, it's understandable, it's very understandable. Mm-hmm. Speaking of SEMA, dude, I'll speak for everyone when I say it's absolutely great getting the ESPN play-by-play from Cubby Wolfe's Facebook on the millions of pictures that you post.
I have quite a few people. I've got a buddy of mine, Kelly, that I've been friends with for a very long time, and every year he always says, he's like, I'm back to the week of living vicariously through Cubby's Facebook. So yes, I love doing that. I love posting up the cars. If you guys know me, I'm a huge car guy. Love posting all that stuff up. I love SEMA. I love Vegas. The Vegas tattoos and everything. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the whole event everywhere.
Is that a difficult thing to keep up with? Like, how do you do it? Do you just bring extra batteries with you for your phone?
Yes. I've got my book sack, the typical SEMA, 10D. I've got my backpack, and I've got my multiple battery packs, and I'll go through and I'll do sections. I'll take pictures of 30, 40 cars, and then I'll go back through and I'll get on Facebook and I'll look and see. It's like, okay, well, the blue Chevelle is the last picture I posted, so I need to start there, and I'll start adding them. Oh yeah, I do that all day. I've been doing that for years, so it's like I love it. And I'll stop and pause, and it's like whenever SEMA's going on, they have great service in Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's like I can upload everything super quick. So it's just fun. It's a good time.
Jesus. What's your favorite part about SEMA? Because I know SEMA, when I went last year, it's kind of broken up. You got your wheels and tires, you got your muscle, you got your exotic stuff and everything. What is your favorite part about something like SEMA?
Well, I mean, I remember the first year that I went to SEMA. I think it was probably 13, 14 years ago now. I remember the first year I went, and it was me and a buddy of mine, and we went with Geoshield. Thank you, Burns, and we did everything we could to see every single square foot of everything SEMA. And it was 4 days of just power walking, and it was exhausting. But I learned a lot. Once you go to SEMA for a year or two, as you'll know, you realize what you can miss.
Yeah.
There's a lot of repetition, no negativity towards any section there, but it's just there's some things that with us in the window film industry, I don't really need to see. I don't really need to be a part of. So I know what I can skip, and I know what I need to look at. And then it's like, I know this, with me being a huge car guy and, engines and high performance stuff like that, it's like I've got other sections there that I want to look at and spend time in. So I know where to go, and I know where, where I can kind of spend a little bit less time at. So, it's like, after you've been there for as many years as I have, you know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, SEMA's so big. Like you said, like last year when I went, it was just so crazy because 1 second you're looking at a $100,000 build, and then the next second you're in like a whole Nitto tires booth, and you're like, I don't even need any of this, but I'm curious now. You know, it's a cool thing.
Yeah, big fan of SEMA. So shout out to you guys. Thank you.
This man just loves Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, I just got back.
Yeah, I mean, out there playing poker tournaments and stuff.
Yep.
If you could, I'm pretty sure if this guy could, he'd pack up his whole life and move out of Las Vegas.
If the wife would let me, I would have already been there. Yeah, but no, that's but no. I mean, I'm rooted in Louisiana. It is what it is. Maybe retiring there one day.
Yeah.
But for the time being, with my youngest in school, this is where we are. So with us having a Vegas location, having our distribution center out there by the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, I have a reason to go out there, when I need to. I'm probably going to have to head back out there before my youngest starts school for this year too. So I'll probably be out there in the next couple weeks again.
Yeah, that's like an escape, kind of like a, babe, I got problems in Las Vegas warehouse.
I gotta head to the shop.
I gotta go.
Gotta head to the shop. Yep. Sucks, man, but look, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Is that location over there doing well?
Yeah. Our Vegas location is booming. We've got a great team out there. Shout out to my manager Chris and his crew. Really great bunch of guys. We wouldn't survive without Vegas.
No,
we wouldn't be able we wouldn't be able to get out the amount of orders and have the customer service that we have without our Vegas location. So shout out to everybody out there, and we appreciate you guys, from afar.
That is very true. I mean, are there any talks of a potential third location?
We are actually working on a third location. We actually are. So, that's going to be something that we're going to be working on probably in the next 6 months to a year. We're looking at other places and trying to find out where the best plan of attack is going to be. But yeah, that's definitely in our soon outlook. That
would be great, because I see a lot of that online. People always say, whenever I go with a film company, I want the fastest shipping or I want the best customer service and stuff. And that's one thing that people just need to realize is that at the end of the day, nobody owns these shipping companies but themselves. And we can open 50 locations, and it really doesn't matter. If FedEx and UPS in that area just aren't doing the best, it doesn't matter how many locations we have.
Very true. Very true. But if we can get film to our customers faster, with more locations, then that's the route that we have to go.
Oh, exactly, 100%. I mean, catering to those people, and that's something else that John and I talked about was catering to our dealers, and I'm sure. So this will drop Friday, but today is Wednesday, and we're dropping all this new merch, all this new Circle logo merch. So everybody that watches this Friday, make sure you hop online, geoshieldUSA.com, and grab you some Circle merch. But
we've got our new logo that we came up with, and we're rebranding, Geoshield through this new logo. So you guys keep an eye out. Check our website. This is going to debut on Friday, like Chase said. Go to our website, go look. We're going to have all of our T-shirts and merchandise already started up there, and it's just going to get bigger and better from there.
Oh yeah, and there's some teasers.
Oh yeah,
there's some teasers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, big teaser. There's the printer going in the background, and that's going to be some fun stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, because you and Burns have done the same thing for so long, and it has worked. It has done amazing. The work that you and Burns have put into this company have blown away people's expectations. And I mean, just now having the crew that you have and the talent that you have, that must make you feel, as an owner of a company, that must make you feel not only proud, but just in a good foothold of where the future could go.
Well, I mean, it definitely lets us know that, the late nights, the working on orders till, 2:00 in the morning, the overtime, the weekends, the grinding away literally, from paycheck to paycheck for a decade plus, it really makes you feel, like going through that, was worth it.
Yeah.
And it's been a crazy ride, for me and Burns. I mean, it was just me and Burns for a very long time, just us, just him and I. And I mean, it was a bumpy ride, for quite a few years.
Damn.
And we made some really good decisions, and got some really good customers on board, and it's worked out. It has. And I think we do have the best customer service in the industry. We've got some of the best customers in the industry.
Yes.
That rep us, greatly. And it's so appreciated. We're so appreciated by us. So I think it's just a combination of everything that has really gotten us to the point that we're at today.
Yeah, and I mean, it's great. Like, you guys make it so easy to come to work. Like, you and I kind of have a similar background. I worked in the plants. You come from a plant background. And, like, whenever you enter those turnstiles, it's like you're entering jail.
Yeah.
You can't leave.
Yeah, you can't leave for 12
here.
hours.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I stress with everybody. I've stressed with you quite a few times. I never want Geoshield to ever be one of those places where somebody wakes up in the morning and it's like, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
It's like, you dread that feeling of having to go to work. You're sitting there thinking the night before, like, what excuse can I give, to get out of going to work the next day?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I've had those jobs, and I've been
100%.
that guy. And it's terrible. I mean, your quality of life all the way around is just garbage.
Yeah, everybody does.
So as long as everybody, it's like, having a job that you enjoy to go to, that you can have fun, you like the people that you work with, it's a big thing. It's definitely key just in life in general.
Yeah, I mean, that's with anything. You want to make sure, especially in the window film industry, like, if you're working for somebody and it's just not a good time, and everything you need to do with, film installing, film handling, your prep and everything, the best thing for you to do is just get out of that situation and just go start your own thing. Because being your own boss and being able to wake up happy every day, that's the most fulfilling thing ever.
Definitely.
That's what everybody wants.
Absolutely.
So, what would be one good piece of advice you would give to an up and coming tinter?
Oh God. That's a good question. It really is. Best piece of advice that I'd probably give to a beginning tinter, don't give up. Tinting is, everybody looks at it and they think that they can do it. You know, and I think we can all agree if you've spent any time behind an Olfa knife, and a squeegee, it's an art form. You know, it really is. I mean, that's really the way that I describe it to everybody. You know, it really is an art form. You know, you have to know how to work with the film, and it's not going to be easy from the start.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
Put in the time, blow through the film. You know, you're going to burn a ton of film, run through it. You know, and just you're going to learn over time. You know, but don't give up.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot of money in a roll of window film.
Oh, 100%. And John has went through and, man, he's made the website absolutely gorgeous, you know, and he's finished up the auto section and collection pages and stuff. And, you know, now we're moving into flat glass and getting all the flat glass cohesive and stuff. We talked last week, and flat glass is just a whole different ball game.
Yes.
But it seems like that's the way that everything's going is, you know, a lot of these tinters that have been tinting for a long time, they're now getting into flat glass. So it seems like that market is starting to expand a lot more.
Well, I mean, the flat glass market has been huge, you know, for quite a while. It's just, you know, with the influx of new tinters, you know, everybody as a tinter starts, you know, with automotive. I mean, it's just everybody starts tinting their own cars, and they start tinting for friends, and it just kind of builds from there. You know, so, you know, you start getting into the flat glass part of it, you know, later on after you've, you know, gotten your feet wet in the auto industry. The big key that I think a lot of tinters today, you know, aren't educating themselves on whenever it comes to flat glass is what you can use. What films you can use and what glass applications. And honestly, I think that's probably the best thing that a tinter can do for themselves is to really educate themselves on windows, you know, low E coatings, dual pane, you know, reflectivity, absorption. I mean, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You know, they really don't educate themselves enough on that, you know, I guess in my opinion today. So that's definitely something that Geoshield plans on working on in the future. You know, with the flat glass revamp of the website, we're going to be able to give, you know, our dealers and customers, you know, that information so that they can actually, you know what the applications are and what film can go into it, you know, so they can end up, you know, making sure that they're not, you know, breaking glass and costing themselves thousands of dollars. Yeah. You know, that's the only real, that's the big thing that I think that the industry right now is kind of still lacking on is the information when it comes to the flat glass side. So that's something that we're going to be working on, you know, very much in the future.
Would there be any talks of possible flat glass summit again?
We had a amazing turnout last year with the first one that we did, and it was a blast.
Yes,
you know, if you guys didn't attend, it was in New Orleans. You know, it was a great event, great weekend. You know, we all had a really good time. Yes, we want to do another one. Understand from our point of view that it's quite difficult to plan one of those, but we're working on it. We know you guys want one, so. It's on our radar. We're trying. We're working on it.
Sometimes you got to give the people what they want.
Yes,
you know?
there's a lot of irons in the fire whenever it comes to Geoshield right now. We're just trying to make sure we're able to cook all of them at once. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Trying to cook all of them at once and cook them medium rare.
Yeah,
not burn them.
Yeah, that's the major key.
But I mean, it's been great. You know, thank you for coming on this week and you know sharing your knowledge with everything. And like I said, 15 plus years in the industry, it's great.
God, I'm so old.
You're not that old, dude. You're not that old.
That's terrible.
One day I'm going to be in this guy's seat, and there's going to be another young guy, and I'm going to be saying the same exact shit.
Yes, one of these days, I don't want to be in this seat. One of these days, you know, I just want to be the guy watching the podcast instead of the guy that's on it.
For real. And then I'm just going to switch seats, and I'll be over here. And
it's just a circle. That's all we're going to do here.
Well, Cubby, thanks for coming on this week. Thanks again for sharing your knowledge, man. We got to do this again soon.
Definitely. And if any of my customers that are watching, if you guys need me, have any questions, I try to make myself as available as I can. You know, give me a call, shoot me a text message, Facebook message, whatever you can. I'll be there as best as I can. So just let me know what you need.
Yeah, and thank you guys all for tuning in. Next week, I have another very special, important guest. I'm not going to announce that yet. May put some teasers out there on Facebook.
I know who it is.
But other than that, I want to thank Cubby Wolfe for joining us again on the second episode of Dark But Legal. And that's it. We will see you guys later.